What's up, everybody? Uh, this is going to be very interesting because I just want to know. I just want to know. I just want to know these things. I want to know. I just want to know, why are men expected to take a bad deal? You know, no other creature in God's green earth is expected to take a bad deal. Men are supposed to work hard. Men are supposed to work to the sweat of their brow, to the benefit of others. What do we get out of it? They say that men hate women, but that's the opposite, quite frankly. I just want to know, why are we expected to pay a bad deal, to take a bad deal? We're supposed to walk into a situation, playing up the role of Captain Saberho. We're supposed to be stepfathers. For what? What do we possibly get out of this? What do we benefit from all this silliness? What do we get? A shorter life expectancy? Disdain? Hatred? Not even a great possibility of raising your own family and keeping your own family together. Think about it. You got guys who are willing to go to foreign countries to find wives. And I'm watching several short videos on YouTube where you have these women saying, y'all want to go to poor women who are in third world countries who need you. I said, shit, for all that, we should stay in America, because when you go to the black community, it looks like a third world country. A bunch of women begging you for money or resources. But the women over there don't tell you that they're independent. I live in Baltimore. I live in one of the black enclaves. The black community does not look like the same community as you see in Boy Meets World or Step by Step or whatever Friday evening show that used to come on ABC. That's not the black community. Sorry. Got 9 people, 10 people watching. Hey, let me know you in the chat. Say who. I'll go right ahead if anybody wants to link and explain to me why black men should take a bad deal. But every time black men have a standard, there's an issue. Shout out to Haru in the Apocalypse. By the power of Grayskull. Gotta give you a salute, man. The conversation was so good last night that I couldn't do all the salutes.
By the power of Grayskull.
Not even Family Matters. You're right. Not even Family Matters. I want you to pay attention to that. We're not even allowed to freely have choice or decisions. The black community, for all intents and purposes, is a third world country. I've worked in the black community. I'm from the black community. Don't tell me something that's different. Please, 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 out of due respect, do not piss on my leg and tell me it's raining. House of Guards said black man special, Lizzo size baby mama, and another man's kids. But yet, when that video was shown, they were talking about how those women were raised to be wives. Oh, you want women that need you. I'm going to tell a lot of you intersectional feminists and educated women something that college failed to mention to you. Notice they have woman studies, but they never have male studies or men's studies because obviously you're ignorant of what men want and desire. What's up, Snowman? Oh, yeah, the macho man, Elongo Savage. See, you never had to compete for your men. That's why you never gave a damn of what your men thought. And it's not just our women, it's society in whole. They never took one consideration of what black men needed. When black men asked for criminal justice reform, we'll get into that. We'll do a research into that. When they asked for educational benefits, we'll look into that. You need a study to see if we need and how much we need reparations. But yet, when Title IX came out and all this other crap, including gender and civil rights, and you snuck that out and took that away from us, you expect us to live with the bad deal. You expect us to live with the goddamn worst deal. Black men aren't respected. Black men are treated like beasts of burden. When a black man stands up for something, it's about a billion people ready to knock him the fuck down. Why? Why? I'll tell you why. Because you were supposed to stay in your goddamn place. You were never supposed to aspire for greatness. You are the enemy of man. Even though you're the creator of civilization. even though the United States could never win one singletary war without you. You are single handedly responsible for the economic boom of this country. You. But what do? You take our kids away from us, break up our families. You incentivize our women to just downright turn against us. And then you want us to get back on the saddle and do it again. I'm going to ask this question. Why are we expected to take a bad deal? Why? What do we get out of it? And see, there's many detractors or people who don't like what I'm saying or talk about. And I'll make this statement clear and decisive. I want you to omit current adult males. What about the boys coming up? What about the teenagers and the young kids who are male and they're going to have to fill our roles in this world? I want you to realize that. What happened to those? Because one thing I'll tell you in this community, which we don't do too well, is think about the future. We don't think about the future. We always talk about generational wealth, but we do the complete and fucking other opposite. We don't promote education to our boys. We don't promote prosperity to our young men. They're expected to pay to get a bad deal. Even your sons who are in the house. You call them the man of the house, but you still beat on them and cuss them out and disrespect them. And that's what he expects when he has a relationship of his own. Never to be never to be appreciated, but to be berated. To be less than. You're a man of the house in title only. Only to beat up whatever ill-gotten boyfriend I wasn't supposed to be with in the first place. To defend me no matter how much I put you all in danger. That's the reason why should they take a bad deal. Friend of mine asks, why, oh why, do men with children have an issue with women with children? And I'll answer that. I'll fucking answer that. I sure will. Because majority of the time when you try to date a lot of women with children, here's the shit that black men don't tell you. A lot of them goddamn children. A lot of them goddamn children are not properly raised. Ask me how I know. Ask me how I know. A lot of brothers out there who are simps are not going to give it to you this raw and honest. A lot of them are not. How do I know, Snowman? I've dated some of these chicks. Everything's all good in the summertime, but then here comes this bad issue. Don't want to discipline your kid about something. Oh, you can't talk to my kid like that. Get the fuck away from me with your kid. Yeah, you're right. Ask Michael B. Jordan about it. Black men don't want families. Yeah, okay. I've always wondered, like, I've always wondered this. Is it just critically known that we're supposed to take this deal? What is it? What are we supposed to get? What are we supposed to get? Shout out to Douglas Somerville for the $10. Make him holla. Talk to him all, Mike.
Now for a lesson. You may have heard these words before, but I'll teach you what they really mean. Go beyond! Plus!
I'm just going to say this. There are too many people out there who expect men to play by the same rules, get the same results, and expect them not to challenge both the system and their logic. Never have I thought in any time have young teenage boys said, I'm going to get a vasectomy as soon as I turn 18 and get it fixed later down the line. But they say black men are making all these babies, but yet 54% of black men are single and childless. So make your logic make sense. And today's the day. If somebody wants to challenge me on this, what's up, Biggs? What's up? Today's the day. If somebody wants to challenge me on this notion, come right ahead. I will put the link in there and it will be one on one. But you're going to answer my question. Why should men take the bad deal? See, for all those detractors, I'm going to tell you something. Men are okay with paying bills, working difficult jobs, protecting families. That's never changed. What has changed is that men say, what am I getting for this? Am I getting the respect of my girlfriend or wife? Am I getting the love and compassion and respect for my children? Is this going to bring generational wealth to my family and my descendants? What's wrong for men, especially for black men, to say, this is what I expect from you? Because for decades, if not centuries, we've always heard the phrase, we expect everything from you. Nobody wants to answer that. Nobody. It's cool though. I think it's very cool because a lot of men out there who are delusional are getting their nigga wake up call. They're getting their wake up call. No longer will they sit by and say, hey, it's funny because when I look at things, I have to look at it in a perspective of one, I'm 40. There are 20-year-olds coming out who don't have the 20 years of experience of the system, of their women, of raising children. Military, police, bills, debt. I'm okay with sacrificing. What I'm not okay with is not receiving the benefits for sacrificing. See, a lot of people say, well, all you gotta do is sit around and blame women. No, 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 no. We don't hate women. We love them. We're just strictly disappointed by them. You would think in logic, the woman that was allegedly with me during slavery, during the Civil War, during Reconstruction, Jim Crow, civil rights, will be the first motherfuckers to understand our plight and be the first motherfuckers to have our back. But then you come to find out you're the first motherfuckers to stab us in it. And that's before we leave the house to go deal with every other race of man and their prejudice and their rudeness. I don't know how many times I'm going to say it. Black men, we have no damn allies. Can we only join if we can answer the questions for discussion? Yes. Answer those questions for discussion. We have to stay on topic. We can't deflect. Think about it. You got a lot of sisters here who might at one time been great wives, could have had great families, but they let people like Oprah and others influence their brain, their mindset, and they're single. You can't have a strong community. You can't have a strong society. You can't have a strong nation without strong families first. And then let me tell you about this co parenting shit. because a lot of it is a bunch of bullshit in itself. It's only co-parenting when it's only one-sided. It's only parenting when it's one-sided. I'll tell you a story real quick about I almost had to shoot a 14-year-old boy on duty. He's fighting with a couple of dudes on Winston Avenue, the 500 block in the Northern District. He had a knife in his hand walking towards him. I'm the first officer on scene. It was my post anyway. I pulled out my service pistol and said, "Look, you better drop it." And the blessings of God must have been on him because he dropped the knife and went straight to the ground. And I had to talk with that young man and his mother to say, you do know that he almost saw God. If he would have took one more step towards them boys. But see, this is what happens when you don't want the men to come back and fix the community. You just want us to spackle the walls and paint over it to make it look good instead of tearing everything out and rehabbing every goddamn thing and putting it back up to code or beyond the standards. Shout out to LAPD SWAT 1. Good evening, Commander, sir. First and foremost, black men must learn to set and enforce boundaries, i.e., white libs. Facts. Got to give you your salute. Shout out to John Hall. Go where you're appreciated and wanted, black men. Let the community burn.
By the power of Grayskull.
Think about this, man. Believe it or not, I'm going to tell you my truest thoughts and feelings. I don't want to see black women on a fucking string. I don't want to see black children and black women homeless. But it's come down to this shit. It's come down to where a lot of black men are not respected. Don't give me that bullshit that where all the good black men go. Okay, we're going to talk about that. Are you in the same spaces and areas and environments where good black men exist? Why is it that you only think of good black men when you're post 35? You don't look as cute as you used to when you're in teens and 20s. You have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 children. And now you want a good man. Do you think that good man is going to want to really be around you? At least brothers who are sleazy have the decency to mess with other sleazy women. And the majority, for the part, leave the decent, good women alone. But you have the women coming up saying, I need a man. I want a man to make 6 figures. And remember this. We're going to use channels like BGS, Kevin Samuels, Angry Man, Art New Style TV, Dr. Tiason Johnson, Dr. Neil, and even my channel as social experiments. And there were times when they said, "Well, what's wrong with men not paying the bills? Why should they? 80% of women on the fucking country have to work." I don't know. Matter of fact, I'm going to ask this question: if 75 to 80% of you were raised in single mother homes, where did you get this fucking notion that a man's paying all the bills? Who did that for your mother? Who did that for your mother? Where did you see this great example of men paying all the bills of the house when you never had a father in the house to begin with? Riddle me that, Batman. But we're not going to talk about that because you're not speaking from experience. And then when you have men who are capable of paying all the bills, you run them the fuck away. A lot of you out there probably found your husband and you blew it. Jesus paid the way, huh? Not only did he take the wheel, he paid the way. I really have an issue with that. Really have an issue with that. Oh man, y'all been blessing me. And thank you, F. Holiday, Louis Collier, and others for the cash app, man. Support your content creators, please. I want you to think about this. You know why Granddad ran the house? You know why Granddad worked all the time? It's because he had somebody dependable to raise his children when he wasn't there. He knew that when he came home, he had somebody who was going to cook a full meal, somebody to wash clothes. And see, nowadays, that basic shit is called slavery. So you telling me you don't wash your own clothes? You don't iron your own clothes? You don't wash your ass? You wanted independence over reliability. And men are supposed to still take that bad deal. Shout out to Robert Benjamin for the super sticker.
Now for a lesson. You may have heard these words before, but I'll teach you what they really mean. Go beyond! Plus!
Thank you once again. See, my friends who were in relationships, engagements, and even marriages, they're content. Yeah, they'll tell you, me and my fiance, me and my wife, me and my girlfriend get into it sometimes, but we make it out. We're better together than apart. Whatever happened to that? That used to be very common, you know? Very common. Oh, yeah, Claudine, the system. Let's talk about the cultural differences in the system, okay? Majority of women in the Americas who are on welfare are white. But guess what? That chick will hustle the system and use it to support her man's dreams. And I'm gonna give a lot of young women game if they come to my channel. I'm gonna give a lot of you young teenage girls to young adult college students and young adult females some real game right now. You go to that guy in college or in high school who you know is going to have a future. You support that motherfucker like you the head coach of the goddamn Ravens. And you support him like he's quarterback number one. You give him that big ass contract. Pay Lamar, goddammit. Pay Lamar. You endear yourself. When that dude says I'm hungry, your ass better be cooking. When that dude said, I can't find anything for this job interview, you better be ironing. You show him that you're an asset and not a liability. And notice I said a dude who's going to go somewhere, not a fuck boy. Because we have a lot of help for the fuck boys in our community. But the hardworking men, all they get is their ass to kiss. All they get is their ass to kiss. The only time you looking at the dudes who are going to college, the military, or who got the trades, is when you done whoring around. So once again, we're going to ask this question. Why should he pay a bad price? Why should he take a bad deal? It's not about hatred. Why should black men get paid less on a job but we had to be twice as good to get it, 3 times better to keep it, and 4 times better to even be acknowledged? I'll say the same thing about that. We don't even have to put women in this subject matter. Why should black men take a bad deal? Right now, I know that I'm being shadow banned. And we all know, black police officer in Baltimore, an Operation Iraqi Freedom 2, veteran of a foreign war. If I start talking about guns and how great whatever this race is and all this, conservative shit, I'd have 10,000 subscribers. Probably have 1,000 people watching me right now. And you know what's nutty? Channels like mine should be the first ones promoted because nobody's going to tell you the truth. You want black men to stay in a situation of subservience, of being subservient to the system. But how much are you going to put into that person? A person who really cares, not some bum living off you. For those who'll be like, I tried to help this guy. No, you were helping a bum. I'm going to say it. You were helping a goddamn bum. And then when you help these bums, you get in an argument, the first thing you're going to do is throw it up in their damn face and then wonder why he left. You were a come up, not a wife. I can say the same thing for certain stepfathers. There are stepfathers who were never respected and they were just a sucker. Kevin said, come on, you late. It's in their music. They want the bad boy. What you mean I'm late? I've been talking about this before most people even realized it. They've tried the good guy. They've never tried the good guy. See, this is the false narrative that is being promoted. So now the question is, man, what are you going to do about it? Cry and talk in circles ain't an option. Would you like to talk about it? Because black men have already showed their cards. They've already said, fuck this system. I'm gone. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Black men don't cry. We get shit done. But I'm pretty sure guys like you are probably the ones who want to go over there and try to lend a helping hand to those sisters who still disrespect your ass. The biggest people who talk about we crying, you come to find out they're the biggest shit talkers, the biggest do nothings. Reason why I'm talking about it is because there's some brothers who need to hear this shit. If that's okay with you, right? That's okay with you. But that's a little much for people. It's designed that way. Claudine showed a black woman getting by through hustling the system, and you still see the movie as being promoted. But exactly, but see, here's the problem. What happens when you find a ruthless good guy? What happens when you find that ruthless good guy? What happens when they're like, you know what? I'm out. I want to be married. I want a family. It's not conducive to be here stateside to raise a family. I'm out. Even if you don't leave the country, what happens if men just say, I'm going to stop working? What happens if men say, you know what? Fuck this child support. People talk about the Kardashians. Let me put it to you this way: are the Kardashians regular everyday people? Was Kanye a regular everyday guy? I'm going to repeat that. Was he an everyday person? How many fucking billionaires do you see walking the streets? We need to keep a lot of this in perspective. And see, this is the reason why a lot of people mess up in our community. Because we look at celebrity too damn much. We look at celebrity and not reality. Of course, they don't want to change marriage because they know it's one sided, even though it's changing anyway because men have said, fuck this shit, I'm out. And of course, he's on child support. Is he the first rich person to be on child support? No. But is Kanye a regular everyday guy? Stop comparing yourselves to fucking celebrities. That's the problem. You don't want to take it from day to day. The celebrities, guess what? He can pay all that money and still be richer than what you'll ever be in your life combined twice. That doesn't mean a hill of damn beans. Not one time you'll ever hear a mother say, I'd rather give the child to him than take the child support. You know why? Because they get to do what the fuck they want with that money, honey. Even though you're not going to get all that money because the state is pretty much going to fuck it up. These chicks rather pay court costs. Shout out to Johnny Vegas. Not taking any bad deals, whether here or overseas. LOL. Drinks in the air. If you men take bad deals, don't expect to become business owners or build anything. Facts. And this is what he meant by taking a bad deal. Not impressed. Salute to Johnny Vegas. Now, here comes the difficult part of this conversation is when you talk to the men. Men, and I need somebody to write this down in the chat for time immemorial. Get your mind right, get your soul right, get your body right, get your money right, get your plans right, and everything will be all right. You don't go to God praying for a lighter load. You go to God praying for a stronger back to deal with a difficult one. If you want to build yourself into an incredible man, yeah, you do it by your means and your motivations. You becoming a fitter, better man with better money managing skills is going to benefit your children in the long run. I'm going to tell you the same thing my father, Charles Faulkner Sr., said to me many a times. Women are a byproduct of success, not the goal of success. Kim was a good deal. Kim helped him become a billionaire. As fucked up as she may be, the least she did was make him a billionaire. A lot of you dudes deal with fucked up women and y'all can't even become a thousandaire. I'll just say this when it comes to Kanye. There was a lot of back deal conversations and things made. See, a lot of times when we look at ourselves, we don't take the time to actually look at it with a goal in mind. Vito Corleone said it best. Children can be careless, women can be careless, men cannot. So you're going to have to be very calculated, methodical, sometimes even downright ruthless to get your goals done. He's too mean. And I'm going to give game to the guys. Everybody should respect your time. Everybody should. Everybody should respect your time. If you don't have people respecting your time, then you're going to be in trouble. You're going to be in massive trouble. That's the one rule of business you have everybody do, and that's respect your goddamn time. Hold on, folks. Now I'm back. I know. I'm not going to have too many fans of this shit. I'm just not. But that's cool. Because sometimes the worst medicine. I start noticing this. I mean, that's that's about as obvious as the sunrise. What happens if men just say, we're not going to have children? It's coming to the point now. Look at South Korea. Go look at South Korea, for instance. They can think highly of themselves all they want. Are they getting a high results? That's the point that people are not, thinking about. That's the point. Well, that's not fair. I ain't fair, bro. I ain't fair, bro. Hmm. TJ Hanna said, we're putting out the Fred Sanford / Al Bundy edition for this era. Hey, you might as well. T-shirts are coming out. Don't be a big dummy. If anybody want to say anything, here's the link. Here's the link. If anybody wants to say anything for or against what I was speaking about, it's up to you. Makes me know never mind. What's up, Snowman?
Hey, what's up, Dr. Charles? How are you?
Doing all right.
Here's how I can categorize what you're talking about, and I can use popular football terms because you're a football savant like I. You cheer for the Ravens, me for the 49ers, and my wife for the Colts. I can put this in one play, or one of many plays I can describe. Do you remember Dan Marino's fake spike
Mm-hmm.
against the Jets?
Mm-hmm.
There's your description right there. There's your description right there.
Nope. Throw that bitch far.
And that fake spike explains why a lot of men are getting screwed sideways.
I mean, you know how much of a big Ravens fan I am, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna
And
put
I'm
it.
still keeping the idea you told me if I should be their radio voice.
It should be. Should be. And here's the factoid about it. What did the Ravens do today that, if they're not getting the right results, what did they do with Greg Roman?
They cut him loose.
Was Greg Roman playing calls that actually what's up, AB? Was Greg Roman actually putting up calls that would give us success?
Not since 2019. I mean, he was with the Ravens for 6 years after 4 years with the 49ers. And it was the same result. It was the same result. All right, let me say this plainly. To men nowadays, it matters. It finally matters.
True.
It finally matters. It's like Charles, we've talked many times. AB, you and I have talked many times. I was given a basic choice before my dad passed away. Get out or get the hell out.
Mm-hmm.
And as I've told my wife on many occasions, and she has since repeated, she looks at me and says, "You chose option C and got the fuck out."
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And ain't look back.
And what's wrong with that? Not a damn thing.
How many? Let me put it in the form. Let me put it in the form of a question that a lot of men will understand. How many black women today will support their husband through a major crisis, such as pancreatic cancer? When I got my diagnosis a year and a half ago, and on a visit to Duke Hospital in November, they basically said, "Go home and get your affairs in order." My wife, my beautiful Jody, looked at me and said, "Fuck that shit. We're going to get a second and a third opinion because I want you around to give me a 50th anniversary celebration like you promised."
Hey, that's a motivator.
A year and a half later, here I am. Alive, getting well, and kicking ass.
Taking names while you at it.
Taking a few names. And because Jody believes, I'm not using the past tense with Jody, because Jody believes in me that much. Even at points where she's had to put a foot in my ass verbally, and just give me a shake of the shoulders when I was down in the dumps and said, "Listen, mister, you made a promise to me and to us, and you need to keep it." She looked me in the eye and said, "I need you here." And in many ways, that turned the screws for me. Will we see that in the community again?
I mean, it's a possibility, but I wouldn't put a bet on it.
Nor would I.
But you see what common sense said, that's a real wife, whether she's black, white, polka dot
Hmm.
green, olive color.
And you two have seen pictures of me and Jody. I've had so many people make the comment, "You guys look happy." We are. I brag on Jody just as much as I brag on my children, and I don't mind doing it.
You should. And
I
see,
don't, and I don't mind doing it at all.
I mean, that's called, a wife who does her duty. You know what I'm saying? Now,
Mhm.
AB, I got to get your take on what I was saying. Why should men still take a bad deal? AB?
Did we lose you?
Oh.
No. Oh, okay. My bad. I was on mute. I didn't know.
Okay.
I said, why should men take a bad deal?
We shouldn't.
There it is.
We shouldn't whatsoever. Um, I was on Facebook book earlier, and I was pointing out the fact that Tia Mallory graduated from having a marriage and a husband to being an insta.
I saw that post.
And I'm sure you saw the comment section.
Oh, it
You're
was
like,
lit up. AB, that comment, AB, that comment section was more lit up than mine when I do bronze sexual confessions on Wednesdays. And you two already know when I do when me and Cole do bronze sexual confessions on Wednesdays, that chat is lit the fuck up.
But I had a black woman come in there. I'm sure you saw it and talking about you're throwing stones.
I saw that.
You're breaking up marriages and blah blah blah. You single, you breaking up marriages and blah blah blah. I was like, hold on, I must be getting old because I was like, hold on, wait a minute. Single black women are in no damn position to talk about breaking up marriages.
Yeah.
Y'all break up more marriages in a year than anybody else in the country.
Without
So
even
yeah, it is your damn fault you're not married.
Without even blinking. Without even blinking.
Yeah.
And you know what's bad? They don't A, mind, or B, care.
And it goes back to what Charles says. Why would we keep taking a bad deal?
It's a y'all remember the movie The Sting, do you not? Anybody remember this? Everybody remember The Sting?
I haven't watched it.
Look up The Sting and look up the final con with the horse races. That's us. You go in, you put 500 grand down on a horse that's going to wind up placing with a horse race that was called already.
Oh, yeah, that's us.
That movie was done in 1973. And you all know my favorite comedian, George Carlin. All you got to do is look up a couple of his routines and see if he hadn't been speaking the truth since before we were born.
Yeah.
I'm in this with Jody for the long haul, period, because she loves me for me and I her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I a stepdad? No, I'm a dad.
Yeah.
I'm a dad, period. I'm a proud dad and a granddad. And I have people telling me, "Oh, you're a stepdad. They won't respect you." Bullshit. They respect me more than ever.
And Snowman, that goes back to taking a bad deal.
Mm-hmm.
You got to remember, in the black community, being a stepdad wasn't always a bad deal.
Right.
And we need to admit that and acknowledge that being a stepdad was not always a bad deal whatsoever.
Really wasn't.
And it goes back generations.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you this all the time, and people mouth drop to the floor. I did not know my biological grandfather's first name until I was 30.
Mm-hmm.
And that was 10 years ago. Well, it will
Yeah.
be 10 years ago on Wednesday, turning 40.
Happy early birthday.
But I didn't even know his name till 10 years ago when my mother told me.
Wow.
I did not know that man's name. And I only found out about him because I asked my father that one day, wait a minute, why is grandmother's last name such and such and my mother's last name such and such? You should have saw the look on his face. He's like,
Oh,
oh
you can
shit.
imagine.
Like, oh shit.
That's a secret.
Like,
That's a secret he was told to hold and not open his
right.
mouth about.
He's like, okay, look,
He got the
your biological
he got the
grandfather
finger
died
pointed
before
at
you
him
were born.
when he was told that secret. He got the finger pointed at him,
Right. You could tell he's like, oh.
and
I knew I knew this was going to come eventually, but I just didn't know when.
and that's this and that's the secret. And I've seen it with some of my old neighbors back in Chicago. That's the secret that pushes the plunger on everything.
Yep.
That's the secret that pushes the plunger on everything. I didn't understand it until adulthood, but I saw it all throughout my childhood with the some of the kids I went to high school with and some I graduated with.
Yeah. Here's the funny part. I went to high school with one of my nephews
Oh wow.
because we're the same age. My father married twice. His kids were 18 plus years older than me, and it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
My own kids. I grew up with my nephew,
Mm-hmm.
and ironically, we're the same age. He's married to a Caucasian woman, and they
Mm-hmm.
got 4 kids, and they all look like him.
Mm-hmm. Well, Jody told me that the way I can tell that her kids accepted me is if they start picking at me about something I know or something I love.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of the best stories. My daughter Sonia, we were all three of us, me, Jody, and Sonia, were working at Amazon down in Durham, North Carolina.
Okay.
And we were working in the small section because it was right after Christmas. I didn't know where any of that shit went. Now, the caveat is my daughter cannot stand sports.
Okay.
You know how she broke this down for me? I didn't understand the color coding or the zip codes or anything. Sonia yanked me aside and said, look carefully. These go in left field. These go in center field. These go in right field. Okay? Take a look again. Left field, center field, right field. Those colors will tell you where everything goes. I said,
Oh,
oh,
okay.
shit. It's that simple?
Mm-hmm.
And she said, yeah. And we came home and laughed our asses off that day. And the first thing out of my mouth, I said, my daughter used a baseball analogy to get me to work better.
Mm-hmm.
Son of a bitch. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you, Jody. This is a kid that hates baseball. My daughter. And she broke that down for me.
Hey, that works. Whatever works.
It worked. Big time. It worked. And to have my daughter, who I love very, very dearly, break it down that way, and she doesn't like baseball, hey, I'm cool.
Hey, like I said, if it works, it works.
I mean, what makes it funny is that, I don't expect everybody to be a stepdad or anything. I just tell people, just make a good decision for you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's one thing.
I like BBS's analogy. Take the best deal you can get.
Mm-hmm.
It's one thing if you deal with a woman with kids and the kids are well mannered and
Yes.
Right.
there's nobody coming to interrupt your authority of the house. That's one
Right.
thing. But if you're a
Right.
man without kids, you should not deal with a woman with kids because that you're not going to get the best out of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I didn't know what to think because before Dr. K, the last few women I dealt with had kids, young kids, and they were all, cozying up to me.
Mm-hmm.
And the mother would interrupt, and I would just think,
Bruh.
what do I have to do? Then I would try to teach them something about something I know. Matter of fact, one of them came to me and said, "Can you teach me about some of the football teams you like?" I said, "Sure." Before I could get going, the mother said to me,
That is blasphemous. That is blasphemous. How dare you? How dare you say such a thing?
and I just think,
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, really.
I'm
And this is a
like
boy. Let me guess. This is a boy.
8 years old.
Yeah. Seeing that's why I get on single mothers like y'all mess your whole game up. Don't even know it.
Mm-hmm.
We wouldn't have a single mother issues if y'all would act like you got some sense.
But all of them are thinking,
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yep. I mean,
Yeah.
you gotta think about it, right? There's men with kids who would be a great addition if y'all came together and blended your families.
mm-hmm.
You wouldn't be single. You would actually have somebody. But guess what? The main issue is that they don't want to give up power.
Right.
They don't want to look at reality, and reality dictates. Look, if the best time, if I screwed with my reproductive system early in life, if I was a woman, I would have to give up more femininity.
Yep.
I had to show that I'm an asset.
Mm-hmm.
There's more that you got to show for men to take you as a wife, because right now you're at a deficit.
Yeah.
You're going to be more submissive than the next woman.
And I'll say it again. A lot of single black women just don't understand. If they would act like they got some sense, they wouldn't have a problem finding a man.
But again, it goes back to them thinking,
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Pretty much.
and Charles, this is for you. Taking a bad deal.
Oh
If you
man,
like
whoever
the
made
sound,
that.
if you like
Whoever,
the sounds, drop me a donation via Cash App. Charles, the Cash App's in the back chat. But
oh, yeah.
that's how it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because a man does not mind working and paying bills and doing for his family. It's just the fact of the matter. What is he going to do? What is he going to get out of this? Is he
Right.
going to get proper? Is he going to get proper respect in his household? Is he going to get a supportive wife? Because that's what a lot of dudes are looking for.
Yeah.
And half the time, and no, most of the time when it don't happen, we think,
God damn!
Yep. I don't know if I told you this
Am
story,
I-
Brian, but I've actually had children try to recruit me for their parents.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. I've actually had children try to recruit me for parents. I knew this chick, grew up with her.
Oh.
She had a lot of trauma growing up. I won't go into it. It's
Right.
really no.
Right.
But
Right.
my first two daughters, notice I said first two,
Mm-hmm.
tried to recruit me. One of them tried to, I kid you not, Brian, tried to drag me into the women's bathroom because she was afraid to go to the bathroom by herself.
Oh Lord.
I was like, I eventually had to talk to her. I was like, baby, I am a guy, and it's not appropriate for me to take you to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the fact of the matter is, I couldn't deal with their mom. It wasn't them at all. It was their mama.
Been there.
It wasn't the girls at all. It wasn't the girls at all. But when it came to a relationship, and I looked at the mama, play the sound, and he was like, nah, I can't do your mama. Well, that is my mother was not somebody that cussed, but that's the time she looked me straight in my face and said, "Oh hell no, you ain't doing that."
Wow.
Like, oh shit! I'm like, oh shit!
Wow.
My mother's a church lady, but she looked me straight in my face like, "Hell no, you ain't doing that. No.
Nope.
No, I won't accept that. Nope."
She said nope.
She said, "Hell no, you ain't doing that." I was like, "Okay." I was like, "Okay." Wasn't a hard decision. I already cut that chick off by that time anyway.
Can we get a little? I wish I had the clip now. Can we get a little Bishop Bullwinkle? I wish I had that clip queued up now.
She said, "Oh hell no, you ain't doing that." I was like, "Okay, that's all that."
You know what, AB? This is for you. Your mother looked at you and said,
Oh, hell no!
Pretty much. I'll give you an update on the story. She eventually did get married somehow. I don't know how, but she got married. I found out a few months ago that
I'll tell you exactly how. It happened.
Huh?
Through the use of my soundboard, I'll tell you exactly how it happened. He looked all starry eyed because she gave him a and people around him said, "Oh, somebody got his head knocked off!" And then you think,
He did what?
after she said,
What?
up to the altar.
But as I said, I just found out a couple months ago that he divorced her and married somebody else.
Oh wow!
I was like, okay, that doesn't necessarily surprise me, but okay. Could I ask her because I was asking my friends about and she's still married, and all of them said at the same time, no. I was like, okay.
What they said at the same time was,
Oh, hell no!
Pretty much.
You know, sometimes you know somebody must.
AB, this is for you. In our situation, you're gonna love me for this because I didn't get a chance to do it yesterday or today because I had to go to the doctor. In our situation, they mostly do this.
Yep.
And send our heads spinning. And once we're told to take a deal, they start singing.
Here's the thing, though. If she was on here, she'd probably deny it. But I'm sorry. I've seen this woman piss drunk.
Oh,
she can't deny nothing. If I wanted to hit, I could have, but I, in the back of my head, because keep in mind her two children, two children, baby daddies. I kept saying in the back of my head, "Do I want to be on this woman's baby daddy list?" No.
And if you had been, your next question would be,
What in the all types of blue
Yes.
hell?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
because she gave you the
Tiger uppercut!
Yeah.
that one's for you, Charles.
Everybody's like Sagat.
Tiger uppercut!
What's up, Biggs? What's up, Darren?
Hey, what's up, Biggs? And then the next morning, the night before, it's
Tiger uppercut!
And then the next morning, you scream,
What in the all types of blue hell?
Yeah.
I'm just like, man. Sometimes you gotta look into things and say, hey, what the hell do you want out of it?
Mm-hmm.
And a
when
lot
they
of
don't
times,
give you and when they don't give you an answer, you hit them with a block like Ray Lewis did on a kickoff return.
Oh, yeah.
oh yeah.
Can we get that block?
Hold up. Let me see.
Well, what's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
What's up?
Yeah, I'm doing all right.
Boom.
First and
Pow!
foremost,
Right there.
The soundboard.
That was a fumble return because Chris McAllister was returning. That was a fumble return.
The soundboard after the comments is fucking awesome. That's all I'm. That's just fucking
Thank you.
first and fucking.
Thank you. Thank
But-
you. I only started doing it like a couple episodes ago when BGS was on with us,
Yeah,
and now I'm
That
having a ball doing it on different panels because I was on a pick'em panel one night and I was bringing out the sound bites.
yeah, that's pretty dope. Yeah, man, it is. I was talking to my neighbor. But
There you go.
all
There you go, guys.
All I wanted to say is I'm just proud of the people who has been speaking in regards of knowing that is bullshit, or whatever when you see that is bullshit. But also too, don't take it, especially like with the kids. I wasn't like raised like parent or anything like that. But that shit matters. Like you don't know how you'll affect that kid, or you understand what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
a little bit that you do, it's dope. We don't know how long that shit gonna go, but keep doing that and keep being on point when you see is fuck shit all the way around.
We appreciate it. We appreciate
I
it.
just want to take my head off. Always, listen,
You know,
to my man C, Officer Fuck or whatever y'all call him.
Soon to be
y'all
Sergeant.
on point.
Soon to be Sergeant Faulkner.
Sergeant Faulkner. I love it.
Excuse me, my fault,
Excellent.
President Fault. Okay,
Thank
my
you,
fault.
thank you.
CEO
My
fault.
fellow Negro Americans.
President
Okay.
Faulkner. I love it.
Okay, own in America. You got it, brother.
Then I had someone try to come after me in a message saying you still don't have any sponsors yet, do you? And I just politely said it's being worked on.
Now, fuck them.
Then
You know what Charles Singer would have said?
What's that?
Fuck them.
First and foremost, he would have said, "Shit."
And fuck them.
Fuck.
Definitely fuck
I
them.
nicely gave them and then with my comment of just you wait with the
Yoga fire.
You know, I actually told this one guy his breath smelled like Dawson.
wow.
Like goddamn.
So could I pose a question though to the fellas to chat as well too?
Go for it.
Like these type of women, right? That y'all running into or whatever the case may be. It could be random. It could be a consistent place you go to. But if you keep running into the same issue, anybody ever thought about switching it up?
And that's what a lot of what's going on in the space now is that a lot of brothers want relationships and they want wives, and unfortunately the culture does not produce wives anymore. So a lot of brothers have been going elsewhere where they can still have a black woman, but not the ones in America who are Western minded. They've been going to Brazil, they've been going to Africa, they've been going to the Caribbean. All the changes have been made. That's why you hear a lot of these chicks upset with the passport bros.
Or you do something like me and you do something like me and you just follow your heart and take all the other variables out of the equation.
And then think about it. There's some guys who date, outside their race, and there's some guys who date black but not black American. So they've been exercising their choice and options.
And a lot of it has come lately. A lot of it's come lately. And the women don't like that.
Yeah, but guess what though? The ones that don't like it is the ones that's the issue, right?
And they're the ones that screaming the most.
Yes, fuck them. You dig what I'm saying or whatnot? And I know that it's easier said than done. People who, and I'll give you an example after I say this, that doesn't date with the norm or whatever the case may be, but you have to be happy with your choices. You dig what I'm saying? For real. And I'll give you an example. My uncle, he's Baltimore. Clearly, y'all know it's a Baltimore accent. But East Baltimore, right?
Mm-hmm.
This dude got deployed to Germany, ain't come back. I'm just giving you an example. I'm not trying to say sign up for the army. I don't get no cut off of it or nothing like that. But using it as an example, do and go whatever it is that you see fit of happiness, basically. Don't keep dealing with the same nutty shit. So
Mm-hmm.
fucking like I said at the end of the day, that's giving it up with all the I'm sorry, the nonsense and stuff like that.
When I
And this
got
comes
away, when I got
this
away
comes
from the nonsense, and I
yeah.
leave y'all with this. When I got away from the nonsense and found my Dr. K, who was relaxing right now after a very, very busy day, which started with getting me to see my endocrinologist. When I got away and found her, the first sound that came to my mind was,
That's the OG commercial.
"Yep,
Oh shit.
yep." While others are screaming,
You have got to be shaving me.
and others within are also screaming,
What the hell's going on out here?
I quietly stepped away and went,
Sometimes you have to because it's funny because in the black community we're not used to having our own choices. We're always this person, but this is what people fail to realize. Men are supposed to leave the house and journey and look for their way, look for their wives, build their family. Hell, at one time you had to build a goddamn house by hand.
yes.
Yep.
That's what my grandpa did.
And we gotta be able to say, look, stop being shamed. And it's not even about, oh, you hating black women. Majority of black men love black women. We don't
Mhm.
hate them. We're disappointed by them.
And
Mhm.
now we know what their game plan is.
You can't shame us because look, we've been we've been loyal. We've been very loyal. We're the same niggas that brought you out of slavery.
Mm-hmm.
We're the same niggas that brought you civil rights. But when
Yeah.
we ask for you to have our back, what's wrong with that? And that's why a lot of men said, you know what? I love black women. I think they're the most beautiful women God ever made, or whatever woman you choose. That's why a
Mhm.
lot of men have been looking to get their passports and find women elsewhere.
Yeah. Y'all don't want to talk about the slave revolts that help perpetuate leaking in slavery.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I compare it. I compare it this way. I began with a football comparison. I'll drop this one. Go back to 1989, Giants and Broncos, Mile High Stadium, 4th and goal from the 1. Broncos think we'll give it to Bobby Humphrey, who was a rookie at that time out of Alabama. We'll give it to Bobby Humphrey, and he'll leap over the top. Only problem is when Bobby Humphrey leapt over the top, so did Gary Reasons and knocked him in the next week.
And there's so much for that.
That's us right now. That's Gary. That's us being Gary Reasons, leaping over the top and knocking the bejesus out of Bobby Humphrey.
Yeah.
Let me get on out of here. I'm gonna make sure the wife's relaxed.
Uh-oh.
If I have time, I will come back. But
Do your
well,
thing.
let me go have some time with my Jody. If y'all love this, if y'all love the sound, support the Snow Strong Initiative via Cash App. The tags in the back chat.
If you don't want to,
Oh,
if you don't get a best sports show on this side of YouTube, go to the Snowman. Go to-
by the way, nice logo.
Thank you.
yeah, that's a
I've,
great
I've
logo
improved.
too.
I've improved it for the new channel, and I'm gonna try to import all of my subs from this channel over to the other one, so I can go ahead and start moving content as well. Hope to do that
Oh
this
yeah.
week. But yeah, let me go ahead and scat. I'll put the new channel link in the chat when I get a couple minutes. So
All
thanks
right.
for having me. I love you guys and I appreciate you guys.
Peace out.
And it's funny because a lot of y'all need to go over there. They have great sports talk. They have the broad sexual confessions, which is,
Oh gosh.
they also have, Darren is a great Raven and Madden guy. If it wasn't for Darren, I wouldn't be playing Madden. And Greg Roman was out, and this is the point that I make. If the Ravens said we're not getting the productivity out of our offensive coordinator, we have to part ways. If you're not getting what you want out of your community, you have to part ways and go somewhere else to find the women you want, like Darren just said, right?
Yep.
And think about it. Darren's a married man.
Yep, going on 15 years, fellas.
10 years. Yes, there's sometimes him and his wife get into it, but they find ways to work out of it. Sometimes one of them might have to leave the house, be like, you know what? Sometimes they might have to sit out back and be like, look, we got to talk. Whatever. I'm just paraphrasing whatever they do. But, if you're 15 years in, you're doing something right because most marriages in America only last 5 in the black community.
Yeah, and I'm just like pro love. So clearly you guys have common sense. No. If shit, ain't it. It just ain't it. So I'm not one of those 20 ED or this type of rule, but what I do stand by is the the 6 month rule. When you first start fucking with a joint, be cool, everything good. Study everything, but definitely study after y'all hit that mark. It might not be 6 months. It might be good. It might be a week. It might, be whatever. But after that shit wear off, start studying it. And once you pay attention to, after you get off the pussy, and it's nice, and it's a little different, so on and so forth. See what you guys do. I'm not saying it like you guys don't, but really start to see if you can tolerate her bullshit. Because
But I'm going
in
to
a
stop you
relationship,
right there, Darren. I said
go
this
ahead.
yesterday on the show. My
Oh,
father
wow.
always
Okay.
said you don't. My father always said you don't just marry the woman you love. You marry the woman who shit you could take the most.
There you go. And I learned it from Fox Singh. I did.
Yeah,
That ain't my father. I learned it from.
because
Ironically enough, I think
a lot of people, you're not gonna. A lot of people need to get this out their brain. You're not gonna find a perfect woman. Just like women aren't gonna find
and
a
you're not
perfect
gonna
woman.
find. Yeah.
You find the right one for you. If I can accept your flaws, if I can accept what you about, we're all good in the neighborhood. And till I
Man,
find that person, I'll remain where I'm at now.
I'm trying to tell you, fellas, if they keep consistently a 300 L Bundy strikes all day, leave that shit. You dig what I'm saying? Like,
I need you to say that again for the niggas in the back.
if they consistently keep bowling 300 L Bundy strikes, get the fuck up out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Point blank. Ain't no changing. If you choose I can change it. I can do this. I can do that. That's on you. If success comes, I applaud you. But 9 times out of 10, it ain't. And yeah, it might feel good. It might be this, and might be the baddest thing you ever hit, or you know what I mean. Whatever, those different, scenarios and stuff like that. But stop putting yourselves in situations in regards to, and I'm not trying to come down and try to be big brother or I know every goddamn thing, but if it's fuck shit, man, get the fuck out of there. It's so much pussy. Like and I'm not a numbers guy like how my man C is, but half of the male population is going both ways. For God's sake.
Well, not even half. It's only about 6%. But you got to remember, women in the black community outnumber us by 2 million. So we have the striking advantage. It's just that, hey, a lot of brothers said, it's not worth it. I'll go out. They said they taking their towns to South Beach. So go ahead, Darren. Yo, Biggs, you still there?
Yeah, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. You might have muted yourself.
Yeah, my bad. Whatever talents or whatever South Beach is for you, you take it there.
Yeah.
To quote
Yes.
BGS, there are 4 billion other creatures coming along.
Yeah.
So, and just to put it out there, I'm so pro love, pro healthy as much as it can be healthy because I'm not going to sit up here and be like, my relationship don't stink because it's sour at times. But I didn't understand like the Kev Sams, God bless the dead, until at the Steve broke it down to me or whatever. He was like, bro, just sit back, pick an episode, and listen to it. And I understood what it was. He was just stating facts. And facts are what reality is with that person that you're dealing with. Female, homeboys, job, anything. You understand what I'm saying? If the shit not making sense and you really do the math on it and it's not like you really do the math on it and it's not you, let it go.
Yeah.
Let it go.
That's what a lot of brothers are realizing today is that stop fighting a losing battle.
Yep.
Yeah.
And when they're like, we're not shitting on marriage because a lot of brothers want to be married. They want to raise families, even more so than the women. And
And it's can we remove I'm sorry to cut you off, sir. It's not even so much of like the label of marriage. It's comfortability of your mate or being with your mate and how you're progressing with your mate. People that I know, like right now in 2023, that ain't never been married, ever been married, and they are going strong. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's what works for them. Like start to remove the titles. You dig what I'm saying? Like for real, do what makes sense. To whoever, you and the next person, that you want to share and build with. You dig what I'm saying?
yeah, and you have to because in reality, you got to put your big boy pants on.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be big boy pants. And it's like truth as I know it say, happily married men always settle. No woman is perfect for you. Well, there is a such thing as a woman perfect for you, meaning the right one for you, not perfect. Because guess what? Everybody's gonna fuck up. She's gonna
Yeah.
fuck up. You're gonna fuck up. And when you actually understand this, you gotta you gotta be in a point of your life where you're comfortable. You get what I'm saying? It comes with experience. This is the reason why I say responsibility and experience look good on men and not necessarily women. Because one, that man has to be able to say, you know what, where do I benefit? And not be guilty of saying that.
Yeah.
Not be guilty of saying that. And a lot of times we have to make a conscious decision of what we want and follow it to the end. Am I making sense?
Yep.
Because a lot of times people don't want to say that, hey, you know, I want a good woman, I want this. What are you doing to get that good woman? Just like I would tell a woman, are you the reason why you're not finding the good men is because you're not in those good men circles.
Mm-hmm.
And then here's my next thing, right? So, say for instance, you do, you know, find somebody they deal with your bullshit, you able to deal with their bullshit. But when it comes down to not day to day, but day to day submission of, you know, women per se, we, for the most part of what I've been listening to, like other chat or whatnot, we grew up, you know, watching what we watch, TV, movies, so on and so forth, whatever. We can't implement those old times on today's times. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so it should kind of be a bit of adjustment with today's time. Because we'll never get that back unless we fucking like 70, 80 year olds. You dig what I'm saying? Like, for real, of the first um thing of what we understand of submissive. You understand what I'm saying or whatnot? That changes, you know, on a daily per se of projection of what that is, projection of what leadership is, or projection. You see what I'm saying, or whatnot. Definitions change, but at the end of the day, it's still the same thing.
Well,
What? Hold on,
so,
and I promise I'm gonna shut up. See,
well, repeat what you just said.
what we grew up on, and I'm just talking about our age groups. See? It may be people that's older, it may be people that's younger, the same age. Okay, submissiveness of our woman, all that, all that. You see what I'm saying? Running their mouths, and you know, so on and so forth, or whatever the case may be. Today's woman, our picture of submissiveness or what you want your woman to be, we gotta get out of. Hold on 1 second, bit. Hold on 1 second. We gotta get out of the mind frame of that first establishment of what we saw and what we see, and if it was working for, you know, whatever it is, what you saw firsthand or TV or so on and so forth, that shit is old. I don't give a fuck if you seen it in, I don't know, 5 years ago. You understand what I'm saying? Shit is constantly changing and evolving. But if you can find someone that can identify and can go with the flow, that's a win. So don't like kind of discount it. Okay, we got past the, you know, we first met 6 months. She cool. You know, this, that. And the third, we got to get over the hump and the road of, okay, now we got past the honeymoon stage. Let's see if I can build off of, okay, your idea of a woman, my idea of a man, and if we can come together like on a compromise,
But I'll say this.
it'll be pretty cool. I mean,
Here,
if you can find it.
but
If
here's the issue. When your woman is not submissive, which basically means willingly cooperative, always challenging, always sabotaging, doing sneaky and disrespectful shit, which
Mhm,
is the common thing in our community,
mhm.
that's not submission. And see, here's the problem
I
with a lot.
totally agree with you.
Here's the problem
I
with a lot
totally
of
agree
black.
with you.
Here's the problem with a lot of black men.
Mhm,
I think black men are a little too um, what's the word that you use? Compromising.
mhm.
Because when notice nobody gave a damn when black men were compromising left and right.
Okay.
But as soon as black men stand on their square and said, "This is what we want in our women," or "We'll go elsewhere," that's when the noise started. Like I've always said this, don't talk about what black men are doing if they dating out their race or they going to other countries to find black women.
Mm,
What you need to notice is that what are the black women not doing in this country to lose their men?
mm.
Because I think at some point it's okay to be a man and uncompromising. A man should have some uncompromising morals.
Which is true. So,
Hold on for a second. Hold on.
I'm sorry, but
I'm back, folks. I'm back. I'm back in stride again. And it's like when we look at it compromising, black men have been the most egalitarian. We don't really we value our women's opinions. We try to make life as great and simplistic for them, and it's like you gotta do you gotta do what's best for you. You got to. You gotta. You gotta do it.
yeah, I agree. I
And
mean, my just my own thing or whatnot. I promise you, it may sound like contradiction, possibly, whatnot. But we're not the only ones that have our shit together, per se. You understand what I'm saying or whatnot? Not saying, okay, let me slow down with it. You know how, okay, you in a relationship, right?
mm-hmm.
I'll use myself as an example. I make decent money, or whatnot. Very, very, very close to six figures. Like, very close to six figures. My wife as well. When you're in a relationship, you're not dead. You're not blind. You're not none of that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you see shit that be like, well, goddamn. You understand what I mean? Or whatever the case may be. So, with that being said, it's just like, okay, the same way we can be like, whoo, I got something good at home, but goddamn. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't talking about no thoughts, no, FRE, whatever the fuck that song is, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Not no ratchet shit. I'm talking about like some, ooh, I'll trade this bitch in for, the new banger. You dig what I'm saying? Like, for real, for real. We got to honestly not be so naive of the fact that it ain't, you see what I'm saying, the next one of us. You understand? Not saying, okay, condoning cheating because I'm not with it or anything like that, like for real. It's, we're not the end all be all. And we're human at the end of the day. You dig what I'm saying? Like, for real. So we fuck up just like they fuck up. I'm not talking about the birds. I'm not talking about the ratchetness and all of that. All that shit is fucked up and is wrong when you lock in with somebody. You
Keep going. Still there? I think that some people I think Biggs. I don't know something. Yeah, he's coming back, but I think it's more so of actually having some type of standard, a way of life about it. I think that there are some people who, they got to go out there and search what they want. They got to go search for what they want.
Yeah, but I mean, pretty much at the end of the day, we got to keep our shit sharp, just to keep them as intrigued as we got them, just as much as they kept us intrigued while we wanted, you know, them as well too. I'm just saying, it's a two-way street. They make it spicy, make it interesting, make you keep going. It get dull after a while. Like, okay, I'm this, I'm that. It's the obvious, but you still have to keep it intriguing after you get them.
I mean, you gotta.
I mean, you at least gotta fill me on answer. Got you. I'm talking about when you got something that's yeah, you feel me? Worthwhile.
Yeah, I mean, hey, what's up, Josh? Come on aboard, Josh. Hey, Josh. Hey, Josh. Let me stop. Oh man. I mean, relationships are never going to be perfect. It's what you bring to the table, what you make of it.
Yeah. But if it's fuck shit, then you gotta get the fuck up out of there. I'm
Mm.
talking about past. I'm talking about. I'm talking about past all the fuck shit. I'm talking about when you kinda, not kinda, but when you actually come across something that's
And I
decent.
think, and I think that's what a lot of men. What I've been learning in my studies is that a lot of men want the relationships. A lot of women have been taught not to look for relationships, but to look for education, look for careers, and then they want to settle down when they hit 30 something, almost 40. And men are not going to look at you the same way. They're going to go younger because, one, a lot of times you're too settled in your ways. You don't want to grow within the relationship. You're too demanding. And a lot of times you don't look as attractive to that guy as you did. It's one
At
thing.
that point. Yep.
It's,
Yep.
it's it's one thing if you grew with that guy and you grew older. You aged gracefully, but that was your husband since y'all were in your 20s. You're coming at the guy at 40, and you expect to get the same treatment as somebody who spent 15, 20 years in a relationship with a guy. That's asinine. And a lot of women are not realistic. See, men are realistic. They know that, I'm probably going to be the harder worker out the group. And they're okay with it. And all men are asking for, can I get this level of respect and cooperation from you? Am I going to be called names? Am I going to be belittled? Am I going to have you try to disrespect my authority in the house? Men are not about that.
Yeah, straight to the point.
Men are not about that. They rather be by themselves. They don't want no trouble. They want to live a good life.
And unfortunately, if if I was just dating, like for real, I would let it go. I'm just being honest, like concrete proof of you just being a whole dickhead, a whole thought, a whole whatever. All right, yo, go ahead. The first sign of it, especially if I would have been a genuine, you know what I'm saying, dude. You dig what I mean? Like for real. But even if those signs don't show, you still gotta be, you know, spicy. You gotta be on point. You gotta be fresh. You still gotta be intriguing. You still have to not reinvent yourself, but still
You have to reinvent
bring
yourself.
something to the table.
You have to reinvent yourself sometimes because guess what? Something new has to come about a relationship. Honestly, it's like, look, appreciate for the person that I'm going to be.
Mhm. And I'm just saying it to the fellas that they had something that they on the fence about, or whatever the case may be. I'm not stating the obvious of the fuck shit. You understand? The fuck shit is where it is. You leave it where it's at. But if you got something, try to spice it up. Or not try, spice it up. Be cool, switch it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? If that isn't being, digested, then you need to start looking at, how to kind of get out of there. If y'all got a spot together, start saving up some bread to get your own spot. You see what I'm saying? Easy plan to get out of there. And when you get out of there, okay, cool. You know what not to do. Not to go around. I'm just saying.
I think that sometimes I think that men. I think that men, have checked out with Western women a lot, and for the longest time, people been shaming men for doing it. Now men don't give a fuck if you shame them or anything. They said they're gonna look for them. They're gonna look for the best deal they got, and I don't blame them. I can't blame them. If you're not happy where you are, go where you're cherished.
Man, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. I'm totally in agreement to that. But if you keep going down the same rabbit hole, what are you gonna get? The same bullshit that's in the rabbit hole, right?
Yep. And I think that sometimes that for the longest duration of the last 50 years, we tamped down men being men. Men are supposed to go out there, travel, get the best deal, get the best solutions, get the best outcomes. If you don't, what's the point?
Yeah, what are you doing it for? And
What's the point? And for some odd reason, we got to be being ashamed and being shamed for our choices. Hey, if you're not what I'm looking for, can't be with you. But that's a great conversation we had. I'm gonna end it here because I think Art New Style is either starting or about to start. So catch me over at Art New Style TVs. Woo! Any last words, Darren?
no. What's up? I seen Josh in the chat.
Oh yeah, Josh, he in there. Dude, got to catch a game of Madden soon. Still working on his ultimate team, bro. Oh, they came out with a new Lamar Jackson quarterback, so
Yeah, I ain't trying to spend no bread on him. Trying to figure out how I can get him
yeah.
without spending no bread.
Well, keep doing the solos for the challenges for the AKA the new class,
Yeah.
and you get the cards like the solo cards. You keep doing those challenges in February. Free him. So I know that's the real Suggs. I got him on the line, man. He a beast. He's a beast.
Yeah, he been my dog for a minute, at least for what,
I got
6
him
weeks.
90. I got him 97 overall. One side, I got um, what's his name? Aaron Donald on one side, T Sizzle on the other.
Oh no, I went the white man route. I went Howie Long on the
Oh,
other side.
oh, oh, he's long. Got a caveman.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He good.
That's what they call him on the game, so it's not racial. So
Yeah, he good because I done picked off a couple passes with you.
yeah, he good. Plus he bitches he bitches linemen. He bitches offensive line.
It's cheating for a linebacker. I use him as a down linebacker, and you'll be
Mm-hmm. Oh man, who else do I use? I got Ray Lewis there, but I put Patrick Queen as my main linebacker, so they give me a better give me a better Ray Lewis, an upgraded Ray Lewis. Art New Style TV.
Yo, I didn't mean to take your live into our regular conversation and shit. Let's get back to the live. My bad.
It's all good because I'm about to cut it down. I'm about to cut it down. Art New Style TV. He should be coming on. But nah, I'm about to shut things down. I'm gonna hit y'all up later.
All right, bro.
Woo! Good conversation with Darren as always. And see y'all at Art New Style TV. That's his name on YouTube. And we out.
Woo!